What if everything you were taught about food was built on the wrong foundation? What if the macronutrient your body has been running on for decades, the one that fills every plate, every breakfast, every snack, is not actually the fuel your body was designed to prefer? I'm Sarah, and this is English in Real Life. Today we are going inside the science of the ketogenic diet. Not the social media version, not the before and after photos, the real biology of what happens inside your body when you remove carbohydrates and replace them with fat. To understand the keto diet, you first need to understand your body's default energy system. Under normal circumstances, when you eat bread, rice, pasta, fruit, or sugar, your digestive system breaks those foods down into glucose. Glucose enters your bloodstream. Your pancreas releases a hormone called insulin, and insulin acts like a key, unlocking your cells so glucose can enter and be used as fuel. This system works. It has kept human beings alive for thousands of years. But it comes with consequences that most people never think about. Every time you eat carbohydrates, your blood sugar rises. Insulin spikes to bring it back down. Blood sugar drops, sometimes too far, and you feel hungry again. Tired, unfocused, craving more carbohydrates. The cycle repeats. Multiple times a day, every day. The ketogenic diet breaks that cycle entirely. When you reduce your carbohydrate intake to approximately 20 to 50 grams per day, which is roughly the amount in one medium banana, your body runs out of glucose to burn. At first, your liver uses its stored form of glucose, called glycogen. That lasts approximately 24 to 48 hours. And then, when the glycogen is gone, something remarkable happens. Your liver begins converting fat into molecules called ketones, specifically 3 types: beta-hydroxybutyrate, acetoacetate, and acetone. These ketones travel through your bloodstream to your brain, your muscles, your organs, and they become your new fuel source. This metabolic state is called ketosis, and it changes almost everything about how your body operates. Let's talk about what actually happens, system by system, when you enter ketosis. The brain first. The human brain consumes approximately 20% of your total energy, despite being only 2% of your body weight. It is extraordinarily expensive to run. And for decades, scientists believed the brain could only run on glucose. That turned out to be only partially true. The brain can run on ketones, and many neuroscientists now believe it runs better on ketones. Ketones provide a more stable, more consistent energy source than glucose. No spikes, no crashes, no mid-afternoon fog. Many people who follow a ketogenic diet report a dramatic improvement in mental clarity, sharper focus, steadier mood, less anxiety. Researchers at Oxford University found that ketones increase the efficiency of neurons, meaning your brain cells produce more energy with less effort. Now, the body. In ketosis, your body becomes extraordinarily efficient at burning stored fat. Insulin levels drop significantly because there is very little glucose to manage. And when insulin is low, your fat cells receive a very clear signal: release your stored energy. This is why the ketogenic diet has become so popular for weight loss. It is not magic. It is not a trick. It is simply your body doing what it was always capable of, burning its own fat reserves, once the constant supply of glucose is removed. Additionally, ketones suppress ghrelin, the hormone that triggers hunger. Most people in ketosis report eating significantly less, not because they are forcing themselves, but because they genuinely do not feel hungry. The biological drive to eat constantly simply diminishes. But ketosis is not without challenges, and I want to be honest about that. The transition from glucose to ketones, typically the first 3 to 7 days, is known as the keto flu. Headaches, fatigue, brain fog, irritability, muscle cramps. It is, frankly, unpleasant. What is happening biologically is this. As glycogen depletes, your kidneys excrete large amounts of sodium, potassium, and magnesium. These electrolytes are essential for nerve function, muscle contraction, and hydration. The symptoms of the keto flu are largely caused by this electrolyte imbalance, not by the diet itself, but by the transition. Most people who push through this adaptation period report that the symptoms resolve within 1 to 2 weeks. And on the other side, they describe a level of energy and mental clarity they had never experienced before. Now, the medical dimension. Because the ketogenic diet is not just a weight loss strategy. It has a significant clinical history. The ketogenic diet was first developed in the 1920s at the Mayo Clinic as a treatment for epilepsy in children who did not respond to medication. It reduced seizure frequency dramatically in patients who had tried everything else. It is still used for this purpose today. Research is also exploring its potential in managing type 2 diabetes by dramatically reducing the need for insulin. In Alzheimer's disease, where the brain loses its ability to use glucose efficiently, but may retain the ability to use ketones, and in certain forms of cancer, since some tumor cells appear to be unable to metabolize ketones, only glucose. None of this means the ketogenic diet is a cure for these conditions. The research is ongoing and complex, but it does suggest that the relationship between what we eat and how our cells function is far more profound than most of us have been taught to believe. So, what is the conclusion? The ketogenic diet is not for everyone. It requires significant discipline, careful planning, and ideally medical supervision, especially for people with pre-existing health conditions. But what it reveals, regardless of whether you ever try it yourself, is something extraordinary about human biology. Your body is not a single fuel machine. It is a flexible, adaptive, remarkably intelligent system that can run on fat just as effectively as it runs on sugar, and in many contexts, more effectively. The food you eat is not just calories. It is information. It is instruction. It is the signal your body uses to decide how to function. Technical workshop. Let's master the vocabulary from today. Word 1. Glucose. Glucose. Stress on the first syllable. Glucose. Glucose is the simple sugar that is the body's primary energy source under normal conditions. Repeat. When you eat carbohydrates, your body converts them into glucose. Word 2. Insulin. Insulin. Stress on the first syllable. Insulin. Insulin is the hormone produced by the pancreas that regulates blood sugar levels. Repeat. Insulin acts like a key that allows glucose to enter your cells. Word 3. Ketosis. Ketosis. Stress on the second syllable. Ketosis. Ketosis is the metabolic state in which the body burns fat for fuel instead of carbohydrates. Repeat. After 3 days without carbohydrates, the body enters ketosis. Word 4. Metabolism. Metabolism. Stress on the second syllable. Metabolism. Metabolism refers to all the chemical processes in the body that convert food into energy. Repeat. A ketogenic diet fundamentally changes your metabolism. 2 idioms from today. Idiom 1. To break the cycle. To stop a pattern of behavior or events that keeps repeating. Repeat. The ketogenic diet breaks the cycle of blood sugar spikes and crashes. Again. She needed to break the cycle of emotional eating. Idiom 2. To push through. To continue despite difficulty, discomfort, or resistance. Repeat. Most people who push through the first week feel dramatically better. Again. You have to push through the difficult moments to reach your goal. Pronunciation Lab. Word stress. Word 1. Carbohydrate. Stress on the third syllable. Listen. Carbohydrate. Repeat. Carbohydrate. In a sentence. The ketogenic diet restricts carbohydrate intake to under 50 grams per day. Word 2. Macronutrient. Stress on the second syllable. Listen. Macronutrient. Repeat. Macronutrient. In a sentence. The 3 macronutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Word 3. Pancreas. Stress on the first syllable. Listen. Pan-cre-as. Repeat. Pancreas. In a sentence. In a sentence, the pancreas produces insulin in response to rising blood sugar. Connected speech practice. Listen at natural speed. What if everything you were taught was wrong? Native speakers say, what if everything you were taught was wrong? Repeat slowly. What if everything you were taught was wrong? Now at natural speed. What if everything you were taught about food was wrong? We have reached the end of today's episode. Whether you decide to try a ketogenic diet or not, I hope this gave you a clearer picture of what is actually happening inside your body every time you make a choice about what to eat. Food is not neutral. Every meal is a message to yourselves. Understanding that message, in English and in biology, is a form of power. If this episode gave you something valuable, please share it. I'm Sarah. Thank you for being here. Stay curious, stay healthy, and as always, keep practicing. Bye-bye for now.